Are you stuck in a cycle of tracking calories, only to feel like you're never going to get out of that cycle because you've been told it's the only way to get results? What if I was to tell you the thing that you're relying on is potentially the thing that's holding you back long term? In this video, I'm going to cover how when I stopped tracking calories, it changed everything for me and got both me and my clients better results too. So first off, tracking calories is something that, let's be honest, no one wants to do. I first started tracking my calories when I was about 15. I'm 32 this year, so it's like 17 years. I might even have been 14, but I think I was 15. And at that point, it was a hell of a lot harder. You didn't have the amount of barcodes that you could scan and even take pictures of your food and things now, even though that's not 100% accurate. It's so much easier to kind of get a ballpark of where your calories are. And if that's the case, why are so many people struggling with it? I might be being biased, but I think probably a part of that is because whenever I first started, I was naive, didn't really have a lot of stresses at 15 other than my body shape and wasn't comfortable with that. So it was a kind of clear set goal in my head. So that's why I was able to probably consistently track calories, and that's all I was thinking about. Whereas when you grow up and you become an adult, some people, whether they have kids, they have a career, whatever it may be, that's the thing that when you have to manage your finances, your food, your workouts, your kids potentially, everything that's going on with work, it just feels like another thing that you have to track. Everyone's got Apple Watches for steps, Whoop bands for sleep, and all of these things are just more and more and more noise. And because I've got ADHD, by taking that noise away, for me, that was one of the best things that I've ever done. Not just for myself, but my relationship with food, that then passing that down to my own kids, where I stopped tracking about maybe 4 years ago, maybe just over. And over that course of time is the best that I've felt in myself, even though I'm not the most ripped I've ever been, but it just got me out of that cycle. So I'm going to try and kind of tell you in this video exactly how you can do the same. So chances are if you're watching this video, you have tracked calories in the past, but you've been probably doing it wrong. And I'm not talking about not tracking accurately, you might have done that. The reason why most people do it wrong is when they track, they're tracking the diet that they don't enjoy. So if you can enjoy your diet simultaneously by tracking, you can see where you can enjoy your food and fit it into your life. And in terms of a timeline of when to start tracking to then cut it off and stop, it's different for everyone, but I would say 2 to 4 months of that specifically, where you're enjoying the food that you're eating. You are making sacrifices where needed. And if you want help of actually enjoying and creating a meal plan, I've got a free resource, calorie calculator, meal plan builder, recipes, etc. down below, completely free. Go and grab that and start actually enjoying the food that you're eating. But in terms of when to stop, I would say everyone's completely different. But if you've ever got a goal that you've hit and then you've rebounded, and I've done that so many times, and it's actually left me in a worse position. And the reason being, it's harder to restart than start in the first place. You've not got that same level of like naivety, ignorance that you did when you first started. When you're getting a result, you think great. When you're getting a result for the second, third, fourth time, you almost have this voice in the back of your mind that says, this is going to end at some point, and you feel out of control of it. It's like an identity thing that you've built up, and that takes time to eradicate from your brain. So this is where I can introduce you to the happiness scale. Let me introduce you to the happiness scale. And I don't know why no one seems to talk about this. The first video was me at my cut-off point, where I knew I needed to sort myself out a bit, but because I'm aware of the happiness scale, I know it's only going to take me 6 to 8 weeks to get back to where I want. The problem is you don't have an awareness of where you're at in your happiness scale. Let me explain. Every single person on this planet gains weight and loses weight. It's completely normal. It could be work, social life, kids, you name it. So there's no reason to feel guilty about it. The issue is when you start falling deeper and deeper and deeper into the red zone. It takes longer and longer and longer to get to where you want to be. One thing I do know is that beyond this point, it's no longer worth it for me, for what I have to give up. So my happiness actually goes down. Once you know where you're on the happiness scale, this is a key not only to a bit of self-awareness, but to you never taking it too far on either end, because no one likes to be sad. Where I sit most of the time, because for me to get to the other point, it's just not worth it. I get way more different priorities in my life. That said, when you go up the other end of when you start gaining weight, well, it's Christmas, summer holidays, it doesn't matter. You're going to gain weight over the course of the year, but the amount of weight you gain is all based around what your default behaviors are. So once you can change those default behaviors and you're not tracking calories anymore, you'll surprise yourself about how easy it is to sustain that. Once you can go a full year, which is a goal I set myself a few years back, and stay within a specific zone, whether that's weight, photos, whatever, and you focus on different things. As I say, it's less noise. So let's just say you've not at your result yet, and you still want to stop tracking calories. Can you do that? The answer is yes. Like, there's no one size fits all. And there's no like magic framework that will last you forever. But there is kind of rules and boundaries to set. And this is the first video you've watched, or you're not aware of it. Last year, I done a challenge and I posted it every day on my Instagram where the aim was to lose, and I lost more, I think it was about 6 kilograms. 5 kilograms in 5 weeks without tracking my calories or giving up alcohol. That was the premise of the challenge. Went really well. A lot of people were interested in it, which tells me that a lot of people want to stop tracking their calories and want to actually have a bit of a social life too. And the easy part is it gave you 5 rules and you pick those rules. And if you just want a bit of guidance, like I'm fed up just warming people up. That's why I'm doing these YouTube videos. Like, people are so skeptical nowadays, man. Like, if you want me to help you, I've been doing this 10 years. I've got a lot of results. I'll link my coaching stuff down below. And I'll also put the free thing down below as well, just depending on where you're at in terms of trust. If you do want some actual help beyond these videos to actually implement the things, and it's not information and it's implementation and support, then go down there. So I'll link the video for the 5 rules challenge up here. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.